Hello, everybody. It is Angela back with another episode of Fandom Files, and this week the fandom I am going to be talking about is the fandom of Cats the Musical. Now, the fandom of Cats the Musical is pretty weird, but it's pretty chill. What I mean by that is it doesn't really argue over any, concepts or ships, but, it's weird. It's not worryingly weird, but, it's still pretty weird. If me, the weird girl, is telling you it's weird, it's still pretty weird. But I can see why the Cats musical is kind of like the outcast of the musical theater fandom. Mainly because, it's one of the no plot musicals, and it doesn't have, as good as a music as, Six, Company, or Chorus Line. Those are other musicals I would say are more, character driven than, plot driven. But yeah, I'm not saying the music is bad, though. The music is actually pretty good. I'm just, saying it isn't as good as those. Also, it isn't as deep as Company or a Chorus Line, which I feel like contributes to that. Anyway, the fandom loves a lot of things, but two of those things are the characters and the ships. Now, I feel like that everyone just loves most of the characters except for Macavity, and I feel like each character has their own devoted fan base. Although I would definitely say there are favorites in the fandom. Grisabella is surprisingly not one of them. Grisabella is the cat who sings Memory, by the way. But if you had to tell me what cats I would say are the favorites, I would have to say Monkstrap, Tugger, Mistopheles, Victoria, Mungo Jerry, Rumple Teaser, and Demeter and Bombyalurina. To name the top off a few of my head, and with the 2019 movie, I feel like that made Skimbleshanks very popular in the fandom. I will get to that very later. And another thing the fandom loves is shipping. Now, with all these lovable characters and a 1998 pro shot that lets you see all the dynamics up close and personal, you would expect the fandom to ship all these characters. And the fandom basically ships all these characters in any way possible, unless it's pedophilia or incest. No one ships pedophilia or incest. That's horrible. Do not ship pedophilia or incest. Anyway, but the shipping community in Cats is a free-for-all. Everyone is shipped with everyone, and honestly, Cats is one of the top fandoms for shipping. If I had to name a few ships that are popular, I would have to say Demistrap, Tugstopheles, Mystoria. And then with the movie, it added three really it popularized three ships, which would be Skimble Straps, Mystoria Straps, and Rumpeltoria, which I don't think I want to explain any of the characters or ships in full detail. That would make this podcast last a day. Anyway, yeah. Now earlier I mentioned there being a 1998 pro shot. Now a pro shot in theater kid terms is basically a recorded version of a musical that's legal. It isn't illegal to watch a pro shot, unlike a bootleg. A bootleg is an illegal recording. Anyway, there is a pro shot made in 1989 of the cast of Cats. And it's very popular, mainly because it's very easy to find on YouTube, and it's also the top thing that comes up when you search up Cats musical. Other than the movie, but no one likes the movie that much. Anyway, the 1989 recording is basically the most popular. That's the version that everyone pulls for reference, and a lot of fans that got introduced to Cats when they were younger watched the pro shot as their childhood thing, basically, you know. Now, I would have to say the second most popular version would be the 2016 revival, and I feel the popularity of the 2016 revival mainly comes from the iconic Broadway vlogs. And what I mean by iconic Broadway vlogs is that everything in those vlogs are so chaotic, and everything said is so iconic. I mean, it's hard not to stan. Stan is a fandom word for being a fan of. Anyway, yeah, I do feel the Broadway vlogs definitely skyrocketed the popularity. Another thing is in the Broadway vlogs, and in some bootlegs, the 2016 cast gives like a lot of fan service to like really popular ships, and I feel like that helps the 2016 cast like be very likable and popular. Anyway, now I bet you're thinking, Angela, when are you going to talk about the elephant in the room? That dreaded CGI mess that is the 2019 movie. Now, surprisingly, I bet you're expecting me to say everyone in the fandom hates it. Well, a large majority of the fandom hates it, but there is that one group of, like, weirdos that just, like, don't fear anything, and I'm honestly kind of scared of, but, like, in a good way. I'm scared of them in a good way, like, I would choose those people to defend me in a fight, but there are just a group of people who like genuinely do like the movie. But like, just trust me on this, no one likes the movie for how the cats look. If someone likes the movie, it's because of like some of like the concepts and like character changes or whatever that happened in the movie, like some of the shifts happen in the movie and stuff like that. Yeah, like I said earlier, like a few ships came to like rose to popularity because of the movie, and like a few like one character like rose to popularity because of the movie too. The character that rose to popularity because of the movie is Skimbleshanks, by the way, which is really funny to me because he went from like this like cinnamon roll Irish dad who likes like trains to like this like cat that everyone in the fandom like just like worships now. He went from being like a cinnamon roll train dad to like god of all the thirsty like kids. Basically, it's really funny to me. Honestly, the whole Cats fandom is funny to me. But like um the 2016 movie, like, yeah, a lot of fandom doesn't like it for like a lot of reasons, and a few of the reasons are like they change a lot of like the dynamics from like the 2016 and the 98 recording. There is a lot of um people that they don't like they don't like the portrayals of the characters or the singing, because like musical theater songs do not sound that good with pop singers sometimes. And like the movie generally is just shot weird because Tom Hooper is just not that good with musicals. He's good with like some normal movies and like some normal things, but not musicals, in my opinion. Um, but the people who like it quite like the character portrayals and the actors. Although if there's one thing everyone in the fandom agrees on when it comes to the 2019 movie, is that they do not like the Jenny Any Dot scene at like all. Like that's the scene in the movie where she like removes her skin and like kidnaps mice children. Yeah, it's a traumatizing scene. No one likes that scene. And like no one really likes James Corden and Rebel Wilson in the movie, mainly because like they kind of turn those characters into fat jokes. Because like in the musical, Jenny Any Dots is like this like nice like motherly person who like teaches rats how to be disciplined, which is like a funny concept. And then we have Buster Jones. He's like this bougie man, and that's like kind of the main reason he's fat. He's like this classy bougie man, and like he's given food as like a treat for his bouginess and classiness, basically. But like in the movie, those two are turned into like fat jokes, which is like something I do not approve of and something the fandom does not approve of. Anyway, now that I've gone over overall, I would have to say the fandom is pretty like they agree over a lot of things, and also if they don't like argue, they don't fight over it. Although I do feel like they definitely have strong feelings. Anyway, that is my thoughts on the fandom of Cats the musical, and this is the end of the podcast.